I'm Tracee Lutes with the Bloomington Board of Realtors, and good, Jim's ready. We'd like to say that we were assisted by the National Association of Realtors this year, having the benefit of an analysis to be provided by consultants at Robinson and Cole. We recognize the need for planning, and we are not opposed to it. In most cases, proper planning will help to lead to sustainable home values and land values. If we are to plan for our land use for the next 20 years, however, it seems elementary to us that such a plan should be based on good data. There are several examples of figures or graphs included in the plan that, thanks to Robinson and Cole, we have been able to point out to you do not appear to be supported by data, are included without explanation or context, or appear to misconstrue or misinterpret data. Most notably, on the graph depicting population growth and projected growth, you'll see it is a skewed, I don't know that you can see these very well, but it is a skewed graph. I know how to work the little pointer. Is it on? Not sure if you can read it or not. But if you'll notice it, the way it is skewed, 1900 to 1920, 1940, 1960. From 1900 to the year 2000, the increments are in 20 years. When you get to 2000, it goes to 2-year increments, showing a fast growth pattern, and then it shows that it's stabilized and dropped off, and then it jumps again after 2008 for your projected periods, goes back up to 20-year increments. This inconsistency creates a graph that does not accurately represent population growth, and as drawn, it looks as if population grew quickly between 1900 and 2000. It then leveled out over the past decade, and the projections are really not even close to accurate, and let's show you why. In reviewing the graph, the year 2000 population was at 120,000. In the year 2008, population was at 129,000. This is a growth of 9,000 people over 9 years. The projected population for 2040 is approximately 142,000. This is in the plan, figure 21, if you have the plan. The data does not cite the 2010 Monroe County census information that, according to a report from the HT, shows that the 2010 population was approximately 138,000. This would indicate a growth of approximately 9,000 people over the past 2 years and a total of 18,000 people over the past 10 years. If we use the plan's projections, we would be planning for land use based on the projection of growth of only 4,000 people over the next 30 years. Now think about that. Considering that we had 18,000, is that right? In the last 10. Unless the intent of this plan is to stifle growth by inhibiting job creation and availability of housing, then we need to take some time to make assurances that we are planning based on accurate data and depicting the actual growth patterns in an accurate and transparent way. A sustainable community will be difficult to achieve if we plan the use of our land over the next 20 years based on data and misleading depictions of growth patterns that are provided on page 40 and 35 of the plan as it's written today. Other figures may also leave a thoughtful reader of the plan with unanswered questions. For instance, figure 14, the flood-prone roads. We'd like to know, how is this flood-prone map created? What qualifies a road as flood-prone? The process used to identify such roads and the standards applied to their evaluation are not included or explained. Similarly, the data used on figure 16 in the vacant land characterized by slope, we'd like to know how it was analyzed to create the map. There are a lot of unattributed sources throughout the plan, and we feel as if it's important to attribute it all to a source if they're using it to make decisions on. Methods of analysis should be identified and presented in a transparent way that the public can better understand and use to evaluate the conclusions and recommendations made by our Planning Commission. Data that is unattributed and analysis that is unclear or presented in a misleading way undermines the credibility of the plan, and it calls to question the validity of its conclusions and the soundness of its recommendations. We'd also like to point out that the plan does not address many of the existing and future factors that will shape land use in the county today. The plan and in the future. The plan's mission statement observes that a comprehensive plan must be based on factual understanding of the forces and trends shaping the community. The plan pays little attention to how Indiana University and Ivy Tech will impact our county. According to the plan, 42,000 students were enrolled for the 2009 fall semester at IU. Ivy Tech's main campus in Bloomington has a population of 4,700 students. The plan does not discuss how the student population impacts housing demand, nor does it consider the impact of I-69 in any great degree, and it disregards the future of the IU health and Bloomington Hospital growth and the impact of that on our community. It does not address methods for ensuring the availability of housing that is affordable to people with limited means. BBOR notes that the plan falls short as a comprehensive plan to guide the county's future development because it does not pay enough attention to the known factors beyond the county's control. Housing and other demands of a growing student population have the potential to greatly influence demand on the county for development of all various types. We ask the county to revisit the plan and to analyze these factors and to impact these factors and impact the county's future developments, its patterns, its infrastructure, and its services in a positive way. BBOR, as well as the Chamber of Commerce and the BEDC, have already noted that the plan announces specific policies at a level of detail and with language that is more appropriate for a zoning ordinance than for a comprehensive plan. We continue to stress this concern and point out that the plan's inconsistency between its own introductory language, advising that a plan is not intended to provide specific regulatory detail, and then it goes to include overly complex and detailed requirements announced in Chapter 9 for the creation of new parcels, Steve discusses, and in many cases which will require a civil engineer, a surveyor, an attorney, and who knows however many other consultants for one individual to separate, subdivide, or split off or build on their property. We appreciate the hard work put forth by our Planning Commission, but we strongly recommend that the county hire a professional land use firm to take the plan as it is today and help them mold it into a good plan that will positively impact our county. These are professionals who are educated and experienced. It is what they do, and it's the right thing to do. Finally, the Bloomington Board of Realtors supports a widely allocated ownership of land. Simply said, we support the philosophy that citizens should have every opportunity to own land. This plan may likely lead to the shortages in housing and land supply. It will most definitely limit the creation of smaller parcels of land. When supply is low and parcels are large, prices are high. This limits citizens' ability to own a home or land. We urge the commissioners to consider this as they make their decision. Thanks.